Hello, welcome everyone. Let me make sure that we are rolling good here. Check Facebook, we're good. YouTube. Welcome all the YouTube and Facebook viewers to another episode of Golf Cart Garage with Tim. I work for Golf Cart Garage. I am a member of the Gearheads on Demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. If you need to speak to me about a golf cart issue one-on-one, you can. I'll show the tile right now. There's some different price points for that. Or you can join us here every Tuesday. We go live every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time, Taco Tuesday, on Facebook and YouTube. So you can come here and type your question in the chat with some of the other people, and I'll do my best to get to it. I do my best to try to get to all the questions, or at least address them. And if I don't know the answer, we have so many people in the room now that have experience that someone in the room may know the answer. So feel free to type a question in the chat also. And if you don't catch me on this Tuesday, and you can wait till next Tuesday, you can do that. This is Tuesday, the 26th. Right? Yep, that's correct. 26th. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook if you have not already. You can also follow us on other platforms, on those other social media platforms. I'm running those right now. TikTok and Instagram links. But if you have not followed us on YouTube and Facebook, please do. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment in the chat. Everything, anything helps. Let me make sure we're still rolling over there. Yeah, Facebook kind of lags, but it's rolling. But it kind of slow. But it's there. I think we're good. All right. David Irwin, what's going on, David Irwin? Greg Elliott, happy Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, that's right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. The next episode will be after Thanksgiving, so this would be considered the Thanksgiving episode, I guess. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Please be safe out there if you got to do traveling and everything for the Thanksgiving holidays. Keith, what's up, Keith? Craig, what's going on, Craig? Kurt Bauer, what's up, Kurt? I'm glad you're back, Kurt. Happy Thanksgiving to all the GCG family. Galactic Technologies, what's going on, Daniel? Keith, hey Tim, happy Thanksgiving from Palmetto, Florida, 75 and sunny, nice. Happy Thanksgiving everyone from Joe Foster. 63 in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. That's not too bad at all. 63 in North Carolina, and here in Arkansas, with Helpless Garage and myself, it's a chilly 46. That is correct. We got some colder weather moving in, but it's not too bad. Galactic Technology, like the hat. Yeah, this is actually one of a kind on this hat. We didn't do a mass order of this logo. Mike Irvin, morning, 42 and sunny in southwestern Indiana. Don Bortel, 74 in greater Tucson. Rich Eastman, hello everyone. Bruce, hello from very chilly 27 degrees in Westfield, Wisconsin. Yeah, you got it. You're colder than us. We're at like Helpless Garage said. We're about 46 here in central Arkansas. Chilly, but very nice. Beautiful day. Beautiful sunshiny day. On Facebook, Larry LaCucaracha. What's going on, Larry? Morning from South Lake Tahoe. 37 light flurries, light snow flurries. Nice. David Tony. What's going on, David? Finally getting some rain there. Happy Thanksgiving on to my Facebook people also. Larry LaCucaracha and David Tony over there on Facebook. Gene Hansen says, cooler, nice weather. Yeah, it is. It is nice. I enjoy the change, but I get tired of it really quickly when it starts getting real cold. But I do enjoy the change because just, brutal heat for so long, and then it's an enjoyable change. But it doesn't take long to where I'm missing the warm weather, just like a lot of people, I'm sure. Okay. D-Max, what's up, D-Max? Happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. That's a nice turkey emoji. I didn't know that that turkey was in there, D-Max. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'm going to have to use that later today. Going to have to get that turkey emoji out. Let's get started on the regular questions. We got some pictures today too that we'll get to. Oh, well, I'll tell that in a minute. Let's see. Question number one. David Irwin, only ice I want to see is in my drink. That is for sure. That's for sure. I don't like the ice. That can mess things up pretty bad. From Ramel, no, question number one. I guess that's Ramel or Ramil. 2016 E-Z-GO RX-V lost brake lights, then lost turn signals and headlight. Checked 2 fuses under driver's side, good. A week later, still no lights. Contacted the repair guy while waiting for him to respond. I checked and the lights work. They will go out again, just don't know when. Is it a bad relay? I tell you what, Ramil and everybody, diagnosing a problem with intermittent lights in a golf cart is probably one of the most difficult. It's even more difficult than diagnosing something wrong with the golf cart than making it not run. Those lights now, especially depending on what light kit you have, they have gotten so complicated. I mean, I've got a wiring harness just for a switch and an LED light. That's it. There's nothing fancy, no brake lights, and I've never had a single problem with it. Well, anytime you start incorporating LED brake lights and other switches, and the wiring harness goes all over the place in the golf cart, and then it goes to a control center up on the steering wheel with the blinkers thing and the brights and dims, and anytime you get one of those kind of situations, there can be lots of intermittent problems. So that's one of the most difficult things to diagnose. A lot of times it's just if it's one of those where you've got blinkers and brights and everything right there under your steering wheel, just like an automobile, a lot of times it's that piece right there that's causing you all of your intermittent problems. That's what we found, at Golf Cart Garage. We sell so many different, light kits and stuff. That's the most common returned item. It has something to do with that control center. So it's very likely that could be it with your problem. It's just real difficult to diagnose, especially when all of a sudden it starts working again. Could be water involved, could be corrosion, could be a relay like you said. Rob, what's going on, Rob Cedar? Denali's Garage. Microphone volume is super low. Can barely hear you unless I crank my speakers all the way up. How is the volume? I thought Ayman and I had tweaked that and it was better. Let me know how the volume is, everyone. D-Max, I definitely have an answer to that question. Just a second, because let me check something over here. Thanks giving everyone. Only I know my cart's wiring. You'd be scratching your head. Yeah, for lights and stuff, it can be something that's like I build my own wiring harness for the simple ones. Kurt said it could be signal flasher too. Lori W, how volume is good for Lori W. It was louder last week, Galactic says. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it didn't default. I'll have to check on that. The volume is fine here, Stephen Miller. I would rather, you know what I would rather? I'd rather it be too loud and then I could back off. I could back away or I could not talk as loud. I would rather it be like that. That would be easier to fix. But anyway, Ayman and I are working on a solution about that. We just got through talking about that. I said I've been having some complaints about volume, so we've got some other experimenting to do. "106 volume, but it's fine for me. 6% volume." Okay. Number 2. A few inches, a few notches low, not a big deal. Denali's garage. All right, but I am working on it because I would rather hear complaints about it being too loud than too soft, because I can always adjust that. So we're gonna continue to work on it. Rob, I can go up to 150. I don't know why would it allow you to do that. That's weird, isn't it? All right, number 2. This is from Carrie. I have a club car precedent. My front tires lean in at the top. The toe is just fine. The tires lean and wear on the inside. What could cause this? From Carrie. Well, Carrie, that's not an unusual problem with a precedent. That's why they make a couple of different things for a precedent. They make Jake's make some alignment kingpins. Jake's alignment kingpins. And that is number, if you wanted to call up Golf Cart Garage, the part number for that, or the SKU number, we call it a SKU number, SKU number, that is number 7277. Now, those are fixed kingpins, so you need to make sure that they're in the right direction to correct whatever issue you have. Now, there is also a camber correction kit, which involves adjustable kingpins that have like 3 different settings in the kingpin that would change your camber for a precedent. Now, the SKU number for that, for those, if you're interested in those, you can plug this SKU number in at the search bar at Golf Cart Garage, and it'll take you straight to them so you can see what I'm talking about. They have 3 different positions that you can put the kingpin in, and that will change your camber a little bit. That is lift, the word lift, LIFT -191. Plug that in and look at those and see if you think that may help you. Linux lets me crank it. Okay. Wireless collar mic and camera, and a ride on the drag cart. Woohoo! Well, I was telling Iman, I have iPod Pros, because I've seen some people on YouTube. They put one, in their ear, and I assume that they're using that mic. So I'm definitely going to try that. I just haven't done it yet, but. I hear you on my phone. I had to turn mine up all the way to hear you. Dang. See, I'm going to have to adjust that. That's on Facebook, by the way. Oh, well, that was Lonnie. That was Lonnie on Facebook said that. What's up, Lonnie? Thank you for telling me. Number 3. This is from Harriet. How do you check the proper voltage on each battery? 8-volt batteries times 6 equals 48. Also, do they have to be disconnected? From Harriet. They do not have to be disconnected. When batteries are connected in series, which is negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive on through the string, in your case, 6 8-volt batteries connected negative, positive. When they are connected in series, you can take individual battery voltages off of each battery without disconnecting anything. And it will be an accurate voltage off of just that one battery. Put your positive lead or your voltmeter on the positive post, put your negative lead or your voltmeter on the negative post of that particular battery, and that will give you a reading. A fully charged 8-volt battery should be somewhere around 8.3 volts, somewhere in that, real close to that. Fully charged 8-volt battery. If you're getting one that's 6, or you're getting one that's something crazy low, less than 6, then that's probably a bad battery. Craig, I had a wireless collar mic at one point, but it broke. The little mount thing cracked, so I didn't have any way to mount it to me, and I didn't want to zip tie it to my collar. But number so-and-so. Facebook, David Tony, do you have any ideas for a clock spring for a steering wheel so I can have wheel controls and horn? Have wheel controls and horn, etc. Rephrase that, David. I'm not exactly sure I understand the question. You have any ideas for a clock spring for a steering wheel so I can have wheel controls and horn, etc.? Mike Estrada, took my club car President for the first ride after 6-inch lift installation. Feels like power steering, but also feels like it could get a little squirrely. That happens sometimes too. Are your tires, Mike, are your tires aired up really tight? I mean, are you talking about you put a 6-inch with no other tires? You got your stock tires on there? If they're real tight, it could make it feel, that could loosen up your steering a little bit. Rob Cedar, that's a great shirt. Thank you, sir. "26-inch tires, and it feels like that's good, Mike. I wouldn't complain about that. Usually people complain to me because their steering is too tight. It's not, they don't complain that it feels like power steering. He'll have to change the steering column to get that. David Irvin, I assume you're talking about David Tony. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't understand the question. Did you answer me, David Tony? The clock spring allows power to the steering wheel. So I want to give power to the horn button. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't realize it's called a clock spring. So it's a connection point that allows the steering wheel to spin without losing connection. Like, in other words, you couldn't do that with a wire because the wire would get coiled up. So I got you. I didn't realize that's called a clock spring. I guess I should have. Also add a high beam button. You may have to get, have you ever heard of the company, David? I Did It. It's they make steering columns. They make whole replacement steering columns for golf carts, and it includes like a tilt steering wheel. I would bet you that their column has all that built in and ready to go. Fishing hook and hang it off the brim of your GCG hat. Yeah, this is my fishing shirt. Same happened to my Yamaha G16 after 6-inch lift with 23-inch tires. Set them to 14 to 15 psi. Haven't checked tire pressure yet, Mike said. P-Hop, hello from New Jersey. What's going on, P-Hop? Thank you for joining us. Number 4. This is from Brendan. Thinking of switching to Kendra 205/5010s, but was advised that it will necessitate alignment work if I move from 8. Is this a major problem to change toe camber? Is it worth it? Brendan. All right, I think you may have been told some stuff that might be confusing to you, and I understand why, because it is confusing to whoever who told you that, if that's exactly what they told you. What the deal is, on 205/5010s, I actually have some of those in my shop. They're about the same height as regular stock golf cart tires. Regular stock golf cart tires are around 18 inches. A lot of them don't measure a full 18, so sometimes they're a little bit less. Just like those 205/5010s, they don't measure a full 18, even when they're fully aired up. They're a little bit less. So 205/5010s are just about the same height as stock golf cart tires, no matter what rim size you got. Even if 10-inch rim on there, it doesn't matter. It's the height of the tire itself. Like an 8-inch rim is going to be a stock golf cart rim with a 18-inch tire on it. Well, a 10-inch rim is going to have a lower profile. Those Kendas do. That size you mentioned, 205/5010s, is a lower profile tire, so it ends up being the same height. And if that's the case, you shouldn't really have to do any type of alignment work. But it's always a good idea to check your alignment anytime you do any type of front end work. If you do something to your steering, if you do a lift kit, even changing tires and rims to a different brand or something, it might be a good idea to go ahead and do some front end alignment. But it's not going to necessitate that just because you went to a larger rim. Ideal toe alignment is 1/8. That is correct. It's 1/8 inch is the good Denali's Garage. That's the good thing to remember. 1/8 inch toe in would be correct alignment. Now, what I always do, and I've said this before, I always go to 0 first, like 0. Like measure the center of the rear of the tires, measure the front side of the tires, and make it 0. In other words, 0 toe in. And you've got your tie rods loose at this point. You don't have your jam nuts locked, and you've got 0 toe in. Then you grab both your tie rods and you just kind of boop, give them a little twist and watch your tires, and you'll see the front ends come in just a little bit. And because 1/8 inch is very little, so in other words, you'll see your tires move just a little bit in. Then you know you're going to be real close to 1/8 inch toe in. It's not rocket science on a low-speed vehicle like a golf cart. It's not near as technical as it is aligning the front end on an automobile, that goes 80 miles an hour on the interstate. A golf cart being considered a low-speed vehicle, it doesn't have to be near as technical as that, and near as the tolerances don't have to be near as tight. But, when you start getting into higher speeds in a golf cart, of course, you need to get more, more precise with your front end alignment. Okay. Taller tires here, not much taller. Okay, number 5 is where we're at over here. This is from George W. I wonder if that's George W. Bush. I have a 2005 E-Z-GO TXT 36-volt electric. 2005 TXT 36-volt electric. Please tell me how I can get more power. We live in a hilly and it struggles uphill and I need more braking power. Well, to get more power in a golf cart is generally motor and controller. Just generally the answer every time. Anytime somebody, now that's assuming everything is working correctly in your golf cart. That's generally the way to get more power. And I'm talking about torque, not speed, but power. Is motor and controller upgrade. And anytime you do a controller upgrade, you probably need to do a solenoid upgrade. But that's just that has nothing to do with you getting more power. That just has something to do with your power being able to continue long term without damaging anything. So motor and controller would be the answer to your power most likely. Now, what was your other question? It was also hilly property and struggles, and I need more braking power. All right, well, on a 2005 E-Z-GO, I'm a big fan of on E-Z-GOs because I have a lot of experience. I got 2 cars sitting in here right now that have the Ameritorque brake system, which is a mechanical disc system where your E-Z-GO TXT brakes are completely removed off of each hub and they're replaced with these mechanical discs that utilize the same existing OEM brake cable that is already run to that point. Works really good. It increases your brake power. It's a good setup. It's a good setup. Even if you have larger tires on your golf cart. That one's got it on it. That's a TXT PDS. It's got the Ameritorque mechanical disc and has had it for years. And I've never had to change the pads in it either. So, I mean, they have actual brake pads, like that smash against the disc, that are wear point. Okay. No, there you go. Go to golfcartgarage.com if you're interested in those brakes that I'm talking about, and plug in at the search bar on the homepage of golfcartgarage.com. Plug in BRK-202. BRK-202. That will bring you to the Ameritorque mechanical disc brakes for TXT. Mike, Tim, do you know why they don't let golf carts drive where it's posted for UTVs and ATVs to drive? I'm guessing number one, it doesn't have a VIN, and perhaps that most golf carts won't run at 30. I would say that's probably it. It probably has something to do with speed. See, you're going to have two different speeds of vehicles on the same trail or the same road. That would be my guess. I don't know for sure, Mike, but that would be my guess also, is that, you know, ATVs and side-by-sides are going to be much faster, and so they don't need a whole bunch of slow golf carts on the same area. Craig, they go on the rear. That's the good thing about them. They go on the rear. The only ones that I know of that actually you can change on the TXT to the front is Jake's. Jake's actually makes some hydraulic disc brakes. You got to understand, I said the Ameritorques, they're mechanical disc brakes that utilize the same existing brake cable. Jake's makes some hydraulic disc brakes for an E-Z-GO TXT that go on the front. I tried them on my race car, which turned out to be a disaster, actually. It didn't work very good. But it was the only reason that it didn't work is because the race car was so fast. On a regular golf cart, the Jakes that put on the front would be more than adequate. You know, I'm talking about crazy speeds is the reason they didn't work out. I had too much weight transfer going on when I would hit the brakes, and much safer with only brakes in the rear in my situation. But for a regular golf cart, I think that the Jake's addition to put the hydraulic brakes up front would be fine, and that works in conjunction with the OEM drum brakes in the rear. So you could go that route if you needed more braking power. But the mechanical discs go on the rear only. Number 6. Number 6 is from Philip. My issue is now that the cart moves extremely slow rolling. I can walk almost as fast as it goes forward. It seems okay in reverse. The cart will move quickly for about 2 to 3 feet, and then it slows to a crawl and doesn't recover. I'm at a loss and do not know where to turn now. Do you have any suggestions? Thanks for your help. You don't tell me what kind of cart it is there, Philip, but what you're describing is a common issue of a speed sensor. If your cart has a run tow switch, then it has a speed sensor on the end of the motor, unless it's an AC system like Craig's crazy RXV. If it's not an AC system, it's not an RXV, then it's going to have and has a run tow switch, then it has a speed sensor on the end of the motor. And what you're describing is a bad speed sensor. Your cart will take off like normal and run for a few feet, and then boom, all of a sudden drop down to a very slow crawl and stay there at the very slow crawl, even though your foot's still on the floor. That's a very common speed sensor issue. All right, let me check Facebook over here. Everything is still good over there. Speed sensor. Okay, number 7 is where we're at. This is from Dennis. Is there any easier way to tell if one or more of my 5 batteries need to be replaced other than taking them out and having them tested at a local car parts store? I don't have a means to transport the cart to a shop. All right. Red flag. Okay, I'm sure everybody knows. 5 batteries, Dennis? I mean, are you sure about that? I mean, a golf cart would normally have either 4 batteries, which would be 4 12s for a 48-volt system, or it will have 6 batteries. It will have 6 6-volt batteries or 6 8-volt batteries. The 6 volts is a 36, the 6 8 volts is a 48. That would be normal golf cart. So when you say 5 batteries, that's kind of confusing there. So I want to make sure that may have been a mistype or a misprint there. But you need to determine what voltage each one of your batteries is, and then and just for just for a little quick test, put a voltmeter on each one of your batteries and see what volts you're getting. See if you have one that's way out of whack or not. If not, you could get a load test done on your golf cart, but that's where you would have to take it into a shop. If you want to avoid that, then drive your golf cart until it gets to the point of failure. When it starts to fail on you, and I'm assuming that that's what's happening, is that your batteries are failing, and that's why you're asking these questions about how can I test the batteries. Well, put your voltmeter on the batteries then at time of failure, maybe with some clips so you can put it up in the seat with you and watch it, and then drive the cart again and make it fail. Make it fail on each individual battery and see if you have one that's going crazy compared to the others. That could be your culprit, because like I've said many times on here, batteries never die all at once. There's always one that dies first. Let me check over on Facebook. Oh, we're still good on Facebook. Can't believe I didn't know what a clock spring was. I mean, I know what it is now, but I didn't know that's what it's called. I'm not sure what I would have called it. I wouldn't have called it a clock spring, but I get it now. Mobile voltmeter, and that was number 7. Is that where I'm at? Yeah. Yeah, that was from Dennis. Okay, so I'm on number 8. Number 8. This is from Thomas. Steering on my Club Car DS has become difficult over time. Are there any adjustments that I can make without taking it to a shop? Thanks for a reply. Steering on the DS has become difficult over time. Well, I guarantee you that what your problem is there is you need to check your spindles. Like, raise the front end off the ground, maybe disconnect the tie rod from the top of the spindle, and then grab your tire and see if it rotates freely. If it probably doesn't. What happens is those spindles, they get neglected. They have an alamite, a zerk fitting, or a grease fitting, whatever you want to call the grease fitting on the side of the spindle on a Club Car DS, and that's designed to, so you can put a grease gun on it and squirt grease in there occasionally. No one hardly ever does that, especially at a golf course. So that grease inside of there ends up just getting really hard and drying out, and the steering will get more difficult over time because you're fighting the fact that spindle doesn't rotate freely anymore. So that would be the first thing I would check. That's the most common reason for a Club Car DS to develop harder steering over time. Craig says, have you ever seen a battery actually explode? I have not had a battery explode on me. Now, I've talked to thousands of golf cart people all over the world, and I have heard the story more than once that, about batteries exploding and to them it was for no reason at all. But I'm pretty particular, about my battery cables. I'm pretty particular about ventilation. So I don't know if that has helped me to never experience that, but there are people that have had not only one battery explode. There have been people that I've talked to and have read their stories or talked to them personally where they had all 6 batteries explode. All 6 at the same time. One explosion, all 6 go. And a lot of times when that has happened, the stories, they have that HydroLink system hooked to the batteries. You got to understand what happens when you hook that HydroLink system up. You have to really be aware of what you're doing when you have that HydroLink system. It's a very good system that allows you the convenience of filling up every one of your battery holes with one connection point. Okay? And we've talked about that before. But what have you done by doing that, by installing that? You have literally connected every one of those explosive cells, and I say explosive because it is. That's explosive gas. you've connected every one of those explosive cells to every other explosive cell. So if you do have a spark, if you do have a problem, it's going to connect to every one of them. And that, I'm not saying that that is the cause of all 6 batteries, but let me just say I've heard that one more than once too, and I've heard more than once on the HydroLink system being installed on that. So it's up to you if you want to use a HydroLink system. Just please be careful, and please worry about adequate ventilation when you use it. Like I used to tell my customers this. When they pulled their golf cart in the garage, they would say, well, what do I need to do? Because I know batteries put off some poisonous and explosive gas when they get charged. I said, that's correct. So what I would advise, if you're charging your golf cart in a closed garage, because a garage can be small, I say, do you have a basketball or something in your garage? Raise a seat, put a basketball under the seat. Just gives it a little bit more ventilation to get out. I wouldn't want it all to be trapped under the seat, and you have a loose battery cable and you don't know it. You go out there the next day, all that explosive gas is trapped right there under the seat. You put it in reverse, you click the solenoid, kaboom. It can happen. It has happened. So I would always say raise the seat up a little bit just to aid in ventilation a little bit. Let's see, Rich said he had a battery explode on the front of his car trailer when I had a Harbor Freight charger connected to it. It happened at night, but it was caught on my security camera. Quite dramatic. Joe says nothing works better than a turkey baster. That's correct. That's why I would rather you take care of your cells one at a time, individually, with a turkey baster than I would you trying to take care of them every single one all at once with one of those floating HydroLink systems. Rich says the top blew off and acid went everywhere. See, that's not good. See, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal. Craig says he has a battery story. It was scary. It happened in high school shop class. Yeah, batteries are bad. When I tell people, that I don't wear jewelry and my ring is rubber. They ask me about my ring a lot. It's made of rubber. Well, I tell them, well, when you have a wrench in your hand and you're working on a golf cart, there's enough power. When I say power, I'm talking about amps. There's enough amps in that battery pack that if you touch that wrench in the wrong spot while you're down there doing something, if you hit the wrong spot accidentally, or you look away and you drop the wrench, and it lands somewhere it was not supposed to, there's enough amperage in there to immediately weld that wrench to the side of the golf cart. So if there's enough amps to do that, there's enough to hurt you. That's enough to hurt you. You could get yourself in a bind. So you don't want any jewelry, you don't want any necklaces or anything like that to get in your way. P-Hop's talking about hydrogen gas, yeah. Okay, David Tony says you learned something new today. Some call it a loom. Okay, I got you. This is one mod that has been challenging for me. Feels like a good opportunity to have a product made. Lots of folks want steering wheel power controls and horn. Well, they have the, when you buy a light kit, there's just a bolt-on thing, that can go on your existing steering wheel, but the horn's not on the steering wheel. The horn's on the end of the blinker thing. You push for the horn. But that company I did it, that they may have one of those built in because it's a very expensive steering column that I'm talking about. David. Kevin Salyer, what's going on? Kevin coming in late. No problem, dude. No problem. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, number 9. Everybody, hang around to the end because I'll tell you in just a second. All right, why does it take so long for my EasyGo gas to turn over? I charged the battery, but no luck. It just whines sometimes. Anthony. Okay, what I would want to know there, Anthony, on a gas, if it just whines and the engine doesn't turn over, I want to look at the starter. While that whining is going on, I want to look at the starter generator, which spins, and it spins a belt, which turns the engine over. So I want to see if that whine you're hearing, if the starter generator's actually spinning and it's just not catching on the belt. Because that's very common. And the way to fix it would just be you might just need to tighten your starter belt. You might just need to tighten your starter generator belt. So lift your seat, figure out how to crank your car in neutral, or just lift your seat and figure out how to drive it. What bar you can watch that starter generator and see if that's where the whine's coming from. And if it's spinning inside the belt, not turning the engine over, then you just need to tighten the belt a little bit. Number 10. This is from Kim. I had my 7 6-volt batteries replaced in a 30-year-old cart. All right, Kim, you're not telling me what kind of cart, but I can guess. If you actually did have 7 6-volt batteries in that cart, and it's 30 years old, it's very likely a Western. The supplier threw away all the battery hold-down rods, telling me that they were too corroded to use. That'd be common. Furthermore, they said the batteries are heavy enough to go unsupported. I am uncomfortable with this. What do you recommend? Thanks. This is from Kim. That's a very good question, Kim, and the answer is those battery hold-down rods are not there to keep your batteries from flying out of your golf cart. That's not what they're there for. They assume that that's not going to happen. You would have to really mess up for your batteries to just fly out of your golf cart. You'd have to flip it, turn it on its side, or whatever. And golf carts generally don't go fast enough in order for something like that to happen. So those battery hold-down rods are not there to keep. They're plenty heavy to support themselves just sitting there on flat ground and going down the road. But those battery hold-downs there are to keep your batteries from wiggling. Like this. When you hit bumps, you're driving along. You're not going crazy, but there's bumps, and all kinds of different, and they may not be sitting 100% flat, so they're sitting there wiggling. And every one of those batteries has a wire connected to it, some kind of wire. And we all know what happens when you wiggle a wire back and forth long enough. You're going to end up with a loose connection. You're going to end up with corrosion. You're going to end up with sparks. You're going to end up with hydrogen gas, like P-Hop pointed out, and sparks. You're going to end up with all kinds of problems just because you don't have battery hold-down rods and they're keeping your batteries from moving. That's what they're for, not to keep them from flying out of your golf cart. So the answer is you do need battery hold-down rods. If you can, I understand there were two, get some more is what I'm saying. Stabilize your battery pack. You'll be avoiding trouble in the long term. Mike said, gotta go, Tim. Have to make pecan pie for Thanksgiving. Hey, Mike, making an announcement right now. Next episode, next Tuesday is hat giveaway. We're giving away a bag of swag. All right? Want to make sure everybody, I'm officially making the announcement. I checked with my wife before I got on today, and she said, yep, it's fine, because she helps me with that. She said she's fine for next Tuesday. So I'm officially making the announcement today that we will be giving away a hat, Golf Cart Garage hat, and a bag of swag to a winner next Tuesday. That'll be the after Thanksgiving episode. Thank you for stopping in, though, Mike. Okay. You run these social media links again. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and you can also check us out on other platforms. Oh, I got some pictures though. I got some pictures. So let's see. Let's see some pictures. Fifth battery might be accessory. Yeah, it could be. It could be a 4-battery system, and then the 5th battery accessories. That's why I need to make sure about that. D-Max, what was your question, brother? Let me back up and see if I can see it. Tim, how long do you think a 30? Oh, okay, there it is. How long do you think a 36-volt DS will last with a 48-volt 100-amp lithium will last and no other upgrades? D-Max, the reason I said that I knew the answer to that question is because normally I would have said it's not going to last very long. Not going to last very long at all. Until I watched a guy on YouTube. There's a video, I can't remember what it is, but there's a guy on YouTube that did a 36 volt car with resistors. He put a lithium in there and he hasn't had any trouble. Now, it doesn't really make sense that he hasn't had any trouble, but you know, for the length of time that he has said, but he said everything so far is fine. So check that out. Go to YouTube and plug that in and check it out, because that's exactly what he did. He put a lithium in a 36 volt resistor car with no other modifications. He put a 48 volt lithium in a 36 volt resistor car with no other modifications. And by the end of the video, I can't remember exactly how long that he had been using it. But he kept saying, you know, up to this point, I have no problems whatsoever. So it's not supposed to work. It's not supposed to work that good. It's supposed to burn up either the resistors or the V-Glide or something. I can't remember what I was always told. I never tried it. I just was always, you know, told that it would burn up the V-Glide or something. I can't remember what it was. But this guy did it with the lithium, and so far he's good. If you find which video it was, you know, let us know sometime, because other people might be interested in that too. But that's what I wanted to tell you. Well, that could be part of it. That could be the 300 pounds lighter, could be compensation for the amps, you know, that would normally be making things get hot. He said he's not even getting hot. You know, that was a surprise, that nothing was even getting hot. So yeah, that's going to probably have something to do with it. All right, let's see some pictures. We got some pictures. I don't even know if Ron is in here. I got some pictures from Ron. I think on the chat it says like A Ron or something like that on the chat, but he sent me some pictures, so I've got some before and after pictures. All right, so here is a picture of Ron's Club Car DS before. Typical, you know, neighborhood cruiser. That's a beer drinker, you know, with a seat on the back, got some fancy rims on it, ready to go. That'll hold a 12-pack, no doubt. There's a before picture. Not a bad car. Club Car DS. Pretty good car, actually, when you get a good one, when you get one in good shape. That's going to be 2001 or newer. I can tell by the front struts and the roof shape. That's the before picture. Now, we'll go to the after picture. Bam! He got his lift kit, got his brush guard, got his tinted windows, got his red and accented rims with some street crawlers. Nice seat covers. I just put some seat covers similar to that on my truck, and they look pretty good. There you go. Now it's a real neighborhood cruiser. All right. Let me see over here. Oh, we're good there. All right, that was Ron's pictures. Oh, Galactic Technologies, Daniel. I do have your pictures. They're queued up. They're queued up for next episode. Now, next episode, we're going to be, like I said, it's going to be a hat giveaway. But I do have all your pictures because I'm anxious to show everybody what you can get. If you're still in here, did you get all that for $50 is what I want to know, because that's very interesting. So I do have your pictures, and I am going to show them. I don't know if we'll get to it next episode because it's going to be hat giveaway, and usually on hat giveaway day it's kind of busy. but I will show them. They're in my inbox. They're ready to get queued up into OBS, which is the platform that I use to put the pictures in. Okay, so social media links, we did that. If you'd like to buy a hat from Golf Cart Garage, you can. Here are the hats. There are some links in the description that take you right to them. We give hats away here sometimes. You know, usually once a month we try to give a hat away, give a bag of swag away. It includes some things like you get a hat of your choice color. You get some keychains that say the same logo as what's on this hat. You get a keychain, and whatever Dave at the warehouse can come up with, he'll throw. You never know what you may get in your bag of swag. That's why it's not just a hat. That's why it's called a bag of swag, because he put some little trinkets in there. You might get some refrigerator magnets. You might get some reminders about certain things, having to take care of your golf cart. But Dave will hook you up. Next episode, next Tuesday, will be hat giveaway. Officially announcing that today. So everybody, please make sure you like and subscribe so you'll get a reminder so you can be here then. So you'll get entered into the hat giveaway list. And then I'll call you after the episode next week and get your contact information. I might have to ask you a couple of security questions and then get your contact information, and then we'll get it shipped out to you. All right, if you need to contact us at Golf Cart Garage, you are welcome to. Here is the contact information. There's the email address, support@golfcartgarage.com. Here's the phone number. Mason Groby. Oh, not a problem, Mason. Also, if you're thinking about going lithium, our Eco line of lithium batteries, that's the lithiums that we sell at Golf Cart Garage, is Eco. They're 10% off, so go check those out. Go to golfcartgarage.com and look at our lithium batteries, Ecos. See how you like them. Our double take products are on sale across the board, different prices. They're up to 15% off on all double take products. Also, look for garage sale. When you go to Golf Cart Garage, look for garage sale. We're having a garage sale that's been going on for a while now. There are some discounted items that fall under the garage sale section. So look for something that says garage sale on the website and click on that. And there might be something you're interested in there that you can get for a discounted price. Let's see. I just did it. I said, let's see, didn't I? I knew I still said that occasionally. Contact us. I did that. Oh, I didn't do the coupon. If you would like to buy anything at Golf Cart Garage and you would like to use a coupon code, here is the active coupon code before we get out of here. You can get 5% off anything you order, any parts that you order from Golf Cart Garage, if you use the coupon code TIM26. That's TIM26 at checkout. This code expires on December 3rd, at which point we will get another one. That's coming up soon. We've got over a week left here. You get 5% off any parts you order using TIM26. Code expires on December the 3rd, 2024, and I'll get another active code at that point. Oh, Ron, you're just now coming in? I showed your cart, brother. Did you see it? Let me check Facebook. We're still good on Facebook. That's cool. Here, Ron, just so you know, just so you believe me, this is what I showed today. This is what I featured. Bam, there's one from Ron. That's the before picture. All right, I showed that, talked about it. 2001 or newer Club Card DS. Then I showed this. Bam, after picture from Ron. Club Card DS. That's what I said, 2001 or newer. Yeah. I can tell by the roof struts and the shape of the roof. Now, I'm glad you got to see it, because I'd hate for you to come in next week and say, hey, Tim, you never showed my car. Well, I did. Also, Ron, since you missed the announcement, next week is Bag of Swag giveaway. We're giving a hat away next week. So since you missed that. Just got a new 80-inch roof, and it's in pieces to be painted. Okay, cool. Next week is Bag of Swag, giving away a hat. So make sure you come back next week. You got to be here. In order to get entered, all you got to do is type something in the chat next week. Then you'll be entered. But you don't got to remember all that. I'll announce all that, during the episode. All right, let me just look and make sure that we did everything. Yep, we got everything. We got everything done. You should get a reminder, Ron, if you're subscribed. You should get a reminder when I hit the clock. The 4-minute timer at the beginning. You should be getting a reminder then. Isn't that correct, everyone that is subscribed? Don't you get a reminder like either before or as soon as I hit the clock? Watch while I'm at work, okay? Joe says yes, that's how it works. You get a reminder as soon as I hit the clock. All right, cool. Yeah, so subscribe and you'll get a reminder and it gives you 4 minutes, Ron. All right, that is going to be it. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And like I said, please be safe out there with your travels if you're traveling for Thanksgiving. I don't have to travel this Thanksgiving, but I am going to be traveling for Christmas. So everybody, I know a lot of people are going to be traveling for Thanksgiving too. Oh, okay, Ron. But anyway, just remember, be here next week because it's going to be hat giveaway time. All right, I will see everybody then. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Safe travels. The garage is now closed.